Because of her big break as Rachel Green on Friends in 1994, Jennifer Aniston is a well-known actress who makes news headlines and stars in movies and TV shows yearly. Fans all over the world may think they know everything about her, from her favorite movies to how she works out her love life. However, there are likely many things you don't know about the Dumplin star. These are interesting facts about Jennifer Aniston that you probably didn't know. They include the job she had before her big TV part, and the time she had a nasty breakup. I'm guessing you probably can't wait to know more about these, so let's get to it. Number 1. Even though her parents were actors, she was not encouraged to join the industry. John Aniston, Aniston's father, had been on Days of Our Lives since 1985. Aniston's mother, Nancy Dow, was a model and actor who was in shows like The Beverly Hillbillies and The Wild Wild West in the 1960s. But they weren't really open to the idea of their daughter following in their path. Collider asked Aniston in 2015 about her love of theater as a child in New York City. She said that her parents were very strict about how much time she could spend in front of the TV. I also went to a Waldorf school where you couldn't watch TV but could go to the theater, she said. My dad, John Aniston, was on a soap opera, and is still on a soap opera in fact, but they did let me watch TV when I was sick at home. Other than that, I wasn't really allowed to. In 2012, she told The Hollywood Reporter that her father had always strongly advised her not to go into acting. My dad's advice has always been, don't do it. Turn into a doctor. Turn into a lawyer. Since he knew it was a tough job. He didn't want me to be sad. It made me want to go after it even more. Number 2. Before getting her first acting gig, she did a lot of different jobs. After trying out for musical theater parts in high school, Aniston started playing in both New York City and Los Angeles. While she worked on her business, she had a few less than glamorous jobs. In 2011, at a press event for her movie Horrible Bosses, she said, "Being a bike messenger in New York City was the hardest job I've ever had. I was 19. She also said, "I probably drove into an open door on the worst day of my life. What's wrong with me is that I'm very disorganized and awkward. You should never have let me ride a bike with cylinders." According to Collider, she only stayed for 2 days. She said, "I worked as a receptionist at an advertising agency. I helped people get things by bike for 2 days. Putting me on a bike with taxis in New York City was a terrible idea. I also had a job at an ice cream shop in Franklin Center. After that, I worked as a waitress for about 2.5 years. As a joke, Aniston told Rolling Stone in 1996 that she finally set her goals in Hollywood and got a job as a telemarketer, calling it selling her soul before getting her first acting gigs. Number 3. Aniston said she rocked a goth look in high school. She's an A-list star now, but things were different when she was in high school. In 2016, she told People magazine, "High school was terrible, just not knowing enough. You are, trying new things. Back in the 1980s, I looked like a bad goth dream." She also said, "I wasn't going for most beautiful. It was, how can I be the most rebelliously unattractive?" Number 4. She was on 4 different TV shows before Friends. Not many people know that Aniston was on 4 short-lived shows before she got the part that made her famous. At age 21, she co-starred with Maya Bialik from The Big Bang Theory and Blossom on Fox's Malloy. In 1990, she was in a short TV version of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. In 1992, she was in a Fox sketch comedy called The Edge. And in 1994, she was in a CBS comedy called Muddling Through, right before she got the part of Rachel Green. She shared with Collider in 2015, "I just had a deep feeling in my gut that somehow something was going to happen, and I just had to be patient." Number 5. Aniston turned down Saturday Night Live to star in Friends. Aniston showed off her acting skills early on and almost got a lead role on Saturday Night Live. Adam Sandler, a former Saturday Night Live cast member, told Oprah in 2011 that Aniston turned down the part to act on Friends. He said, "I remember being on the 9th floor, where Lorne Michaels' office was, and seeing Jen come in. Oh my God, I thought, Aniston is there. Is she going to be on her show?" Aniston said that she turned down the role. "They thought I was making a huge mistake." Number 6. Someone else was actually considered for the role of Rachel Green. Nobody else could play the part of Rachel Green, but Aniston told Collider that she almost switched parts with Courtney Cox. "No, they wanted Court to play Rachel," she answered. "We didn't know it, but she wanted to play Monica and I wanted to play Rachel. Everything worked out great." Number 7. She hated her famous haircut. In the late 1990s, women all over the world tried to copy Aniston's hairstyle from the first few scenes of the show, which became known as the Rachel. Aniston's hair has been a style icon ever since, but it looks like she doesn't like her most famous cut. Ever since, she has worked with designer Chris McMillan. But in 2011, she told Allure, "I love Chris, and he's the bane of my existence because he started that damn Rachel," which wasn't my best look. How should I say this? That haircut was the worst I've ever seen. To give the magazine a better idea of why she hated the Rachel, she said in 2015, "He gave me the Rachel, which was a big, horrible mistake. While it was great at the time, it seemed like it would always be there. It seemed to last 6 months, but it was really hard to keep up. I liked it, but I couldn't figure out how to wear it." So Chris also has a way of making me depend on him totally. Number 8. Aniston was mortified by her first big screen role. She mostly acts in love comedies these days, but she has also been in plays. Her first movie part was in the cheesy horror cult classic Leprechaun, and Aniston seems to have strong feelings about it. During her 2014 appearance on The Graham Norton Show, Norton asked if she had recently seen the movie about a killer leprechaun. She replied, "Actually, it was a humiliating moment when Justin and I had just started dating. He found it by accident while flipping through the stations. That was our next 2 hours, much to my embarrassment." Jennifer Aniston's worst role was in Leprechaun, which is easy to see why. In the story, a jealous leprechaun follows a family he thinks stole his gold. In Aniston's first movie role, things did not look good. The reviews were harsh, with one saying, "The movie has brought a new meaning to the word bad." Without a doubt, it was a disaster, and Aniston is still embarrassed about it. Her job looked bleak at this point, but she had no idea. Her life would soon change in a way she would never forget. Number 9. Her childhood was sad. Jennifer Aniston was born on February 11, 1969, but her life was not safe at all. John Aniston and Nancy Dow, her actor parents, didn't make a loving home, and as the years went by, Aniston saw her parents' marriage fall apart. Her home life was so bad that it made her feel like she didn't want to be like the people she saw there. However, Aniston had other problems that made her life difficult as well. Number 10. She thought she looked bad. People think Aniston is one of the most beautiful actors, so the fact that her mother made her feel like an ugly duckling may come as a surprise. In the end, she broke down in tears when she talked about how her mother affected her self-esteem. She was critical. She was gorgeous and stunning, and I wasn't. I honestly still don't think of myself in that way, which is fine. Aniston's mother made her feel bad about herself as a child, but she had the rest of her life to show how wrong she was. Number 11. She was everyone's dream. Many of her fans, both men and women, saw themselves in Aniston's character, Rachel. She hated her haircut in the first couple years of Friends, but fans were crazy about it. It got its own name, The Rachel, and women all over the world started asking their hairdressers to give them that look. Fans were very interested in Aniston's character's love life, but she herself went through a very painful split. Number 12. She loved two different people. In 1990, about 4 years before her career took off, Aniston met the handsome and talented Broadway star, Daniel McDonald. Unfortunately, their careers took them in different directions. Aniston belonged in Los Angeles, while McDonald belonged on the New York stage. They were star-crossed lovers, and even though they broke up, Aniston never really stopped loving him, but their story would only get worse over time, no matter how sad it was before. Number 14. Her boyfriend joined her on the show. Aniston started her next relationship with actor Tate Donovan while filming Friends, but it was doomed to end badly. Donovan played a character on Friends for 6 episodes in 1998, and it was only fitting that his character was one of Aniston's love interests. Sounds perfect, right? Wrong. Number 15. She had a bad breakup. Aniston and Donovan broke up just as he got a part as her co-star, which was a bad turn of events. It was hard for both of them to act like a loving and happy couple while their relationship fell apart behind the scenes. Aniston got through it, but this wasn't the end of her relationship problems. Whoa, we did not see a lot of that coming, did you? If you did, let's hear which facts you knew about in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you want to keep seeing videos similar to this one, all you have to do is like and subscribe to the channel. Do that now though, You know, you snooze, you lose. By the way, thanks for watching.